Hi everyone, welcome to Module 1 of Building and Branding on Social Media for the Videri Independent Business Owner. We are so glad that you've joined us for these educational modules, and we look forward to coaching you and working with you as you learn to self-brand and share your Videri opportunity. We want to welcome you and congratulate you on your brand new business. I know you are super excited, as we are for you, and we want to support you every step of the way throughout your success. So if you have any questions or concerns about the social media guide, you can find us on Facebook under the Videri IBO support group. So throughout this guide, you will be learning about building and branding using social media as a tool to reach others that you might not have been able to reach locally or within your current community. You'll not only learn how to create an attractive brand that will draw attention to potential customers and team members, but you'll also learn how to open yourself up to conversation, to engage and interact with others, to be able to share the opportunity. The key with personal branding is you really don't want to share with the world what it is that you're selling and how much it is. You want to create a little bit of mystery and become attractive to your potential clients and customers because they're looking for something that's different. What I'd like you to do throughout this module is print out your guide, take notes, and really be thinking about ways that you can get creative for creating conversation. If you can wrap your mind a little bit more around the idea of sharing versus selling and recruiting, I think you'll be highly successful in your Videri business. So let's talk about why social media is an important part of your Videri business. It gives you an immediate audience, an immediate lead list of customers and business partners. It allows you to grow outside of your community, to start local and grow global, or in this case, for now, national. It allows you to share your story, your lifestyle, your values, hobbies, places that you've traveled, things that you might have in common with other people. It allows you to connect on a completely different level. It allows you to brand yourself as someone who really adds value to the lives of others and creates education. And I love the thought of educating my followers and connecting with them on a personal level versus being a salesperson. And to be honest, nothing happens until someone sells something. But when you make someone feel like they're not being sold to, you become attractive to them. Social media creates communities and groups for your team to learn, grow, collaborate, and ask questions and share ideas with each other. It really creates a lot of retention. Lastly, it allows you to create and build to events. The beauty of building through events is you can create, and your local leaders or the company can create events on Facebook. And it's a really great way to search for people in that area. We've got some really great scripts and messages that you can send out to people without being pushy, without explaining anything. I absolutely love the opportunity that building to events and using that Facebook event feature to really build your team nationwide and in different areas and different economies especially. If you refer to your guide, there's deeper information on what each platform is really great for, what it's insufficient for, and just fun facts about each platform. Let's dive in a little bit to personal branding. The key concept with this guide is that social media platforms are to be built and branded to be your storefront of your brand, not the inside of your Videri store. This is something that most network marketers and those in direct sales, sometimes they miss this and they're so excited in the beginning and they just want to share it with everyone. This guide is going to give you a very clean-cut, step-by-step way of not pushing people away because you're posting about your sales and your product, but really attracting them and causing them to want to lean in and ask. So when I say your social media is not the storefront of your Videri store, it is truly the storefront of your brand, of you. When you go to Google and you're traveling, maybe you're on a road trip and you're looking for a coffee shop or a restaurant, what are some things that attracts you to choose that location? Is it the reviews and how many they have and what people are saying about them? Is it their sign or their storefront? They've posted a great picture of their curb appeal. Their goal is basically to get you intrigued and interested and excited about parking in that parking lot, and they just want you to get there. Now, when posting something about your opportunity, I encourage you to slowly transition, and I'll give you some strategies. It's called the 10-4-1 rule, and we'll go over this in the guide. It's 15 post strategies that you can do to introduce your opportunity to others without really telling them anything, except you're creating a little bit of engagement and curiosity so that they have to ask you. Okay, this creates a huge list of leads. Let's talk about taking it offline. Now, one of the things I mentioned is to try to stay away from posting all the information about your new opportunity on your homepage or your timeline, because people can decide right then and there if they're interested or not. And if they need more information from you about what you're talking about, they're going to ask. This means that when you go to respond to questions about your post, you don't post it in a comment. You say, hey, I'm gonna message you, and send them a message. When discovering your personal brand, which I like to call discovering the influencer within, it really is all about who you are, what you represent. And I keep saying this, but I really want you to understand that Videri is not your brand, okay? You are your brand. You're creating your own legacy. You're building your own foundation for your financial future. And you have an entrepreneurial spirit or you would not be here. I know that about you. So really think about the grand scheme of things about your personal brand and what you're creating. Sharing versus selling. You've heard me say this. 5 things to consider immediately if you've already started using social media for Videri. Number 1, remove anything that you've said about Videri's company name, posted photos, logos, any hashtags that you've used, such as I love Videri or Videri opportunity, anything like that. If you've already posted it, take it down temporarily. We're gonna brand yourself first. Now, I will tell you a little tip. Most 7-figure network marketers in the industry recommend that you keep your company brand separate from your personal brand for about 6 months until you're committed to your company. You've built a team and you've moved into a leadership position of some kind. You're getting a consistent check of 5 figures or more, however long it takes you to get there, but really be committed. And when you can see those numbers and those figures showing up, then that means you've built a thriving business. So then when that happens, you can kick in and merge the Videri brand to your brand. You really want to show people how natural the sharing process really is, because it is natural. Personal profile picture. We all have one. Make sure that it shows your personality, shows your face clearly, that there's not any children, your cat, your dog, your people in the background, anything like that. And dress for success. If you need to go take a new personal profile picture, get a friend, do your hair, do your makeup, trim up your beard, get a haircut, whatever you need to do to look professional for one day, and go to your favorite location, your favorite nature spot, or against a nice building of some kind and the beautiful brick background, something like that, and have a friend take your picture. It might take an hour out of your time, and you will be so glad that you did this. Okay, your bio and about section. Now, remember, you are on Facebook, not Salesbook. You're on Instagram, LinkedIn. We're not here to sell people. Your description about you should share your personality, your passion, and not any products or sales pitches or anything like that. Lastly, remove all negative material. If you've posted something opinionated, or you were irritated about something and had a bad day, anything like that that might repel others that find you in the future, Remember, they're scrolling to see what you're all about first before they decide if they even want to be your friend or connect. Now, a little exercise and homework for you. How do you influence others? What do people know you for? Maybe you could jot that down. What do you love teaching others about? What are you good at? Do you have hobbies or interests? What products do you already love and like to recommend to others naturally? How do those products or services relate to Videri in some way? How can you weave those together? How do you spend your days off? What charities or causes do you support or do you want to start supporting? And what's your story? And I'm talking about the one that no one knows about yet. I know there's always something about you that you've gone through that you could help others with. What's the story that hasn't been told yet? Are you bold enough to share that story? That's something I really want you to think about for the next little while you're branding yourself. Are you bold enough to share your story, to be vulnerable, and to really connect? The beauty of network marketing is success comes by influencing others to recognize their greatness. This really happens when you discover, share, and tell your story. Remember, it's a journey. It's a marathon. It's not a sprint. So 6 months from now, you're gonna grow. On Instagram, a lot of these influencers, they are in network marketing. They are in direct sales. Maybe they've created a line of something that they also sell. Social media really creates an avenue for multiple streams of income. So I want you to realize that when creating your brand, it doesn't matter how many things that you do, how many jobs you have. Videri doesn't have to be the only thing that you do. And that's what makes people want to click that friend request or that follow button, because they've had a chance to scroll through your pictures. They like what they see, they like your bio and what you're about and what you stand for, and they know that they want to be friends with you, okay? They want to get to know you a little bit more. Something that is a learned process. You don't need to be a professional photographer or experienced at all to learn how to do this. Color scheming is really what attracts people's eye to your brand, and it's what creates consistency throughout your profile. So if you are on Instagram, this is going to be very important because of the scroll factor. If people like what they see, they'll scroll 5 times and then decide to follow you. And you do that through color-coded or color-schemed matching quotes. Another example is just using the same color of font or fonts that match. If you have questions about this, please reach out to us on the Facebook group. We'll be posting a little more detail about color scheming ideas and branding yourself, especially as we begin to create some more branding techniques and branding materials for you to access through your dashboard. I really want you to think about what your team will be using social media for, and just remember, your team will do what you do. If you're leading by example and branding yourself, then they will follow suit. They will follow the steps, they will follow the guide, they will refer to the group for questions, and it's called a system. We've created a system for you for your social media success. And I hope that you'll continue to follow through the modules, to take notes, and to refer back over and over again until you figure out and discover the influencer within. And we are so excited to support you every step of the way.